Hello everyone. Wasn't planning on recording anything tonight, but I think it's important that I do this now before I forget what I was going to say. Well, I watched something tonight today that I haven't seen in all over 20 years anyways. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was in Cubs, and usually when we would go somewhere, my dad would end up helping out because, well, my dad would do anything for his kids, still does. And we were going to Edmonton, and we saw this IMAX movie. Now it's it's called The Fires of Kuwait, and it's basically, well, it's about the fires all over Kuwait after the aftermath of the Desert Storm. Close to 700 oil field wellheads were bombed when Iraq was pulling out of there. And well, of course, if you bomb an oil field wellhead, what happens? Oil comes shooting out, and it's got pressure behind it, on fire right away. And I mean, back then when I saw it, I didn't. Some of the more technical aspects of things I wasn't quite sure about, and but just watching that, there was no doubt that I was looking at the face of hell, quite literally. Just blackness everywhere, ground and the sand's all just soaked in oil, and just fire burning everywhere. And well, there was no sky, it was just a black cloud of burning gas. And when I saw that for the first time, I couldn't necessarily comprehend the how or the why. I remember how it affected my dad, who had, you know, could remember when these events were going on, watching them from back at home. And um, he worked in the oil field for a lot of years, so he understood the whole, uh, pretty much everything they're talking about. But and now watching this again today, after I've had experience in the oil field myself, and obviously learned from the greatest teacher in the world, my dad. I can now understand how it happened, but still not the why is just pointless. But towards the middle of the film, there's a part where there's actually a break in the clouds, and these there was over 30 countries who went to help out and try to help get 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 this situation under control, and somewhere towards the middle, it's almost like a break in the gloom, and then they're able to, actually see a little bit of sky and some sun come through for the first time. And from that point on, it's less a story of how how devastating these events are. Well, how devastating that being in that situation was, and more, I don't know, almost brings hope to the madness, I suppose. And I mean, the, finally see a little bit of sun, and then they show these guys, playing baseball or whatever, and just being able to take a break from the first half where it's constantly just, we don't know what the heck we're gonna do or how we're gonna get this under control. And then it's just a matter of doing it a little bit at a time on a wall by wall basis, getting the fires under control, getting the wellheads capped, and they were able to get the fires extinguished in about 9 months instead of what they had originally predicted, taking 5 to 10 years. I mean, obviously afterwards there was still a lot of work to do to rebuild, but because humanity, kind of came together and took a bad situation on, just a little bit at a time. We're able to get it under control, and that's kind of what I really want to talk about, is the ingenuity and the integrity of the human spirit here, because all these people from all these other places are there to try to help out with this incredible situation, and they're actually working together, not trying to divide themselves, and just, I mean, they're not doing it for the glory, because there is none. They're just doing it because it's the right thing to do, I suppose. And you know I fully believe that in a situation like that, people do come together and need to come together, like what happened in 2001 there in September. How everyone came together. But I also believe that these people exist, outside of the giant situations like that. I mean, there's always people around willing to help, and sometimes it's just a matter of asking. If you can't divide yourself from other people, you got to work with them and learn to accept help yourself, and to be willing to help others. And I mean, sometimes you meet the occasional asshole that isn't really worth your time, but at the same time, you don't really know what they're going through, so I hope at least to some extent that people will always be willing to rally to a good cause. I mean, a few people out for personal gain or out for vengeance or whatever they were out for caused something bad to happen, and everyone else just trying to help out those people who are hurt by it and comes together and says we're not gonna let you do that. So anyways, I guess I mean, I don't know, mentioning John Lennon again, like he said, I mean, it's a wonderful world, so yeah. Take care and I don't know, peace, be happy and all that stuff.